It. Ain't nobody in here right now, but I'ma just get the yapping, get the snapping. I'm rapping, I'm flapping, I'm jacking. All right, but nah, I just want to hop on live. I ain't talked to everybody in a minute, so I would just. That's not me being tired. That's me being like cold. Y'all ever like yawn when it's cold? Well, it's something from tiredness as well, but yeah. But no, I want to talk about just how I spend my time with God, and I feel like the earlier the better. Jesus, our cornerstone of a foundation. A cornerstone is like a very small part of a foundation, but having that laid out, if that part's out of place, the whole foundation's laid out of place. So I feel like the earlier the better. Just starting your day with time with God just allows your day to flow so much better, and you could supply what you learn throughout the day. If I read and learn a verse about keeping my pride intact, and someone tries to test me and diminish. Um, like a certain standard of me, and I'm less often to react off. Well, I'm this, that, and a third, and here's why. Let me stay on there, and just go back and forth because I just read, a verse on that. So I feel like the earlier the better. That just helps me, puts me in the right mood. I'm just real open and ready to receive and just to push out. And then next, I read, until I find an application. If that has to take sometimes 5 verses will do it. You know what I'm saying? But even when I get application, I still would read more. But like just read until you find application. A lot of people just read to check off a little check mark. Some people read like maybe a chapter or 2 chapters a day, but they're not actually regaining and reframing that information within their brain. Without just going back to their notebook or whatever. So definitely read it so you get some application. For me, how I break down my Bible studies is I have my Bible, so I'll read my word. I'll read my word. Of course, I pray first. I gotta pray for just understanding. In Psalms 119, 125, it says, "I'm your servant. Give me discernment. I'm your servant. Give me discernment that I may understand your statutes, which is your law, your practices, and all these different things." So asking for discernment, clarity, knowledge, wisdom, how to break down the scriptures, how to view the scriptures, because it's the living word, right? So just asking God, help me, Jesus, let me understand your words. Ask for all this, and it'll be given to you, right? So of course, prayer is essential. Pray when you start and pray when you leave out. So I'll pray, and then as I'm reading either precept by precept or maybe a couple of verses, I wish I'll show y'all, because I didn't read my journal to class, but I brought my phone, so I was reading in class or between classes, and I was taking notes on my phone. So it's just like a couple of verses. For the people that join, how y'all doing? I hope you're having a blessed and amazing day. I'm just breaking down how I read and study my Bible. So after I pray and do all that good stuff, I break it down like precept by precept, or just like a couple of verses at a time, and I'll just write, side notes. Make sure I get the context of it. So if I'm reading, say like a random, what up, Joy? I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. So if I'm reading like, what up, Maddie? What up? So if I'm reading like, let's say Judges 6, let me see what Judges 5 is saying, or just getting a little precept and understanding of the context of which I'm reading. And then after I get the context of it, I start to break it down, piece by piece, precept by precept. It said this is the okay. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. So it says the words are daily bread, right? And we don't eat our food. We don't eat our food too fast. Like if you eat it too fast, you won't consume and actually taste what's going on. Like, I mean, you can still taste it, but you don't get the full grasp of it. So just breaking it down piece by piece, slicing it up, make sure I got my veggies over here, my cornbread, my chicken, all these different things, right? So I just piece it up piece by piece or reading the Bible so I can get the full understanding, the full grasp of it. And I make sure I write everything down. If I don't have a notebook by me, I'm doing it on my phone or just taking little side notes, because in Revelations, when John was getting all those visions from Jesus, Jesus told him to write everything down, that take account of everything. So just reframe the information. The power of writing things down is just truly powerful. Like I said, if you don't have a journal or notebook, if your phone is fine too, that's a good substitute. But for me personally, and what I believe in, I feel like you should just always write and jot things down as you go. Um, and also a good thing when I'm reading and understanding the Bible. I mainly read NIV, but I do got a KJV study Bible as well. So I'll just compare versions. Like I'm not moving past this one verse if I don't understand it. If I gotta go to ChatGPT and for them to break down the context of it from all the biblical references that they pull from, or if I just go to the Bible app and go to the easy to read version, or just compare different versions and pair words in Greek and Hebrew. If it's Old Testament, you put the words in Hebrew. If it's New Testament, you put the words in Greek. So just understanding, like the historical things, because one simple word can just mean something totally so different. It can expand a text in so many different ways. So definitely comparing piece by piece and then comparing different versions of what they match up and say. And that's how I study. And of course, pray out, like I said, prayer sincerity. Prayer is a conversation with God. We don't got to make it overcomplicated. We don't got to say the most fancy and hugest and biggest words. But we just talk to him like we would talk to our best friend, or because he's our father. So talk with him with respect, fear of the Lord, as having a deep reverence for him, a deep respect for him, being in awe of everything he has. So just feel his love. Then speak with him. We don't have to make it overcomplicated than what it was. So that's how I usually spend time for people that just join. To break it down in a dumb sense, I just pray and ask for wisdom, understanding, and wisdom, understanding, knowledge, all that good stuff, and then break it down piece by piece. So either precepts. I don't got my Bible over there, so just like the paragraphs by paragraphs, or like 2-3 verses at a time. Compare different versions, whether that be NIV, AMP, KJV, New KJV, whatever it may be. Put it in Greek or Hebrew to understand the concepts like that, and just make sure I'm actually retaining the information and praying out, so that I can apply it to my life. So the biggest things is context, application, and revelation. Context. Let's look at the context of the text. Make sure I'm not pulling things out of place. Application. How can I apply this to my life? And revelation. What did I get in that moment? So I also like so when writing down, I do ministry, so I also like to write down like a small little lesson that I could teach myself, or just teach my YouTube when I do like a YouTube short or whatever. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to get on here, share that with everybody, and then I guess just interact with y'all. I'm not finna just cause I could just made this a video if anything. So talk back to me. How y'all feeling? How y'all day going? It's the 3rd, November 3rd. Happy birthday to Daniel too. Shout out to Daniel. Love that guy. Inspirational. It's his birthday today. He turning 55. Not playing. He a young buck. Young buck. Alright, cool. If I ain't gonna yap to me, then you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just zip my yap up. But if y'all are, please, don't be shy. Don't be shy. I need a new journal. Tough crowd today. What up, King Abu? But yeah, I'm gonna just wrap with this. So let me play around with some of this stuff. Oh, dang! I just made a short on accident. Oh, hold on. All right, look. Oh, I can't. Oh, whoa! I'm finna be doing. I can actually be teaching. Whoa! This is what I'm finna start doing. I didn't even know I could do this. What's up, chat? For the ones that just joined. What it up? I'm just playing around now. I just give like a small little mini lesson or whatever, but now I'm just chatting it up. Y'all say what's up to me, bro. Stop being lame. Last time I was on live, it was back and forth interactions. Maybe I caught everybody at the wrong time. I'm gonna just let y'all be. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. I love you. Most importantly, Jesus loves you. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be smooth. Continue to do well and flourish.